Hey YouTube, quick video on my 2009 Honda Accord V6. The alternator took a dump on me today on the way home from work, started howling and actually smoking, and anyway, I thought I'd show you the progress here on getting this alternator out. It is certainly not the easiest alternator to remove, but if you're decent with a wrench, it's pretty doable. The first thing is the alternator has to come out here between the front of the motor here, I guess, the left side of the motor and the radiator. So you've got to make a little room here. You have to remove the cooling fan here on the passenger side of the vehicle. One quick tip, you'll see that these two bolts down here, there's 4 bolts that hold the alternator in. There's 2 here at the bottom, 1 here, and 1 down here on the other side of the little petcock valve there. Don't remove those all the way. They don't need to come out all the way. The bottom of the radiator is actually forked, and it'll just slide into those bolts. There are retaining nuts behind the little plastic, I guess, bosses there where the bolts go. But I was worried those nuts would actually fall out. So anyway, don't take them all the way out, just loosen them. And then, of course, 2 more bolts here on the top, right here, and right there. So cooling fan has to come out. I also removed this plastic cowling from the top of the radiator support bracket here, and I took these 2 little end brackets off. They go here and here. They look like this. So I took those off of each side. I don't know if that's necessary, but it just gives you just a little bit more wiggle room on the radiator, just enough to move it back an inch or so between the cooling fan and the radiator movement here. That was enough to squeeze the alternator out. But anyway, the alternator lives right here in this spot, and there are just 2 bolts that hold it on. One down here that's a 14 millimeter, and then there's one that connects to a bracket on the top of the alternator here. You do have to remove this wiring harness here. There's actually 3 connectors. Of course, the wire that comes from the alternator to the battery here, and then there's the control circuit here. And then this wire here actually plugs into the compressor down here, but they're all connected together, one harness there, so you'll have to remove that and get it out of the way. And then the alternator just pulls up and out after that. Oh, the coolant reservoir here. You'll have to remove the coolant reservoir. Mine's sitting there. It actually just sits on a little bracket here and pops right off, so that's no big deal. And then obviously reverse back together. So I'll take a quick video when I'm putting it back together. I wish I had a tripod. I don't. But hopefully this is helpful to someone. Take care.